So, hello, good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the second talk. It's about Blue Ocean strategy. My name is João Almeida, and I've been working with this Castlethon event for the three past editions. So today I would like you to introduce what is this Blue Ocean strategy. That it should be a strategy that you will pursue in your teams, in your work, in order to gain a big leverage for your ideas. So, what is exactly a blue ocean? It's essentially about a mindset. A mindset that produces high profit growth at low risk. A mindset where industries do not exist only at the present phase. It can exist in the future. It is an untapped market dimension, so we do not have already the demand characterized. And you don't know exactly what is the market space. You will have to create it. And one of the most important characteristics of this blue ocean idea is that you get what we can say an irrelevant competition from other companies. My presentation today is based on this book, which is a very famous book. It's translated into many languages. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy by Chan Kim and Renee Mulborn. They are professors in economics and strategy, and they are distinguished professors in strategy in their own institutions. So, to start, I will give you an example, which is the Cirque du Soleil. I believe you know this company. It's a Canadian entertainment company. It's today the largest contemporary circus producer in the world. It was founded in 1984 by the street performers Guy Laliberté and Gilles Sainte-Croix. Let me characterize a bit what was the market around the circus in the United States / Canada. So there is one big company that dominated the market, Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey. It's a company. They dominated the market in the 1980s. Typically, these circus, they feature three-ring circuses and clowns and animal acts and special performers. And the customers were mainly children and families. They had also special events in holiday occasions like Christmas, etc. And this was like the dominant company in this market. Even having this dominating company, in fact, the competition was very strong. So circuses, they competed to secure more famous entertainers, more exotic animal acts, and this raised costs. But the problem is that it raised the costs without having an increase of the buyer value. So buyers had appealing substitutes for entertainment at those times. It was not exactly the start of the internet, but start of the internet, there was this video games. So children, they were not more interested in circus, so the market was decreasing. And also, there was a starting or an increasing public outcry about the use of animals as performers in the circus. what did the Cirque du Soleil, so the Blue Ocean strategy of Cirque du Soleil? So Cirque du Soleil, it changed the nature of the show and decreased significantly the costs that were typical to the industry. How? They removed animal acts and their associated care, training, transportation, and housing. Instead of having three rings, they only created a show with one stage. So also they reduced the number of performers that were needed to be at stage at the same time. And also, instead of having famous performers, different skilled performers, they had what we can say the anonymous performers. And this prevented the performers from gaining leverage and starting a bidding war with other competitors. How did Cirque du Soleil increase the value to the consumer? They instead value to the consumer by increasing having productions with music, lighting, storylines, and artistry. It increased the sophistication to match typical prestigious Broadway shows, allowing high pricing of tickets to theater levels, well above the mass market circus pricing. The performance theater was upgraded with more comfortable seats. Typically, the circus had hard benches and sawdust floors. This was totally eliminated by the Cirque du Soleil. And traditional circuses were by large the same. Whereas Cirque du Soleil created a multiple unique production shows around the different acts and music. This increased demand in a way that the viewer could happily see multiple shows by the Cirque du Soleil. So, in resume, what was the Blue Ocean strategy of Cirque du Soleil? The Cirque du Soleil offered the best of both worlds, the circus and the theater worlds. It created a new form of entertainment. It stripped away everything unnecessary, like animal acts, etc. And so this way it created a new product that made competition with circus absolutely irrelevant, because no other circus company was matching this kind of model of show model. So, in a nutshell, strategy, a Blue Ocean strategy, also what we call the Red Ocean strategy. In this points. In the Blue Ocean strategy, created market space. While in the Red Ocean strategy, firms compete in existing market space. In the Blue Ocean strategy, competition is made irrelevant. In the Red Ocean strategy, the idea is to beat the competition, offering other products or lowering the costs. In the Blue Ocean strategy, the idea is to create and capture new demand. In the Red Ocean strategy, there is no such thing as new demand, or maybe you can capture not exactly new demand, but you can capture the demand from other companies, so you can increase your market share. So the idea is to exploit the existing demand. In the Blue Ocean strategy, the idea is to break out the value-cost trade-off, while in the Red Ocean strategy, the idea is to make the value-cost trade-off. This means that sometimes you need to reduce costs, you possibly increase a bit of value, but also you will also increase costs. And so this trade-off, it's like a fluctuation. You just have a small margin between the value and cost, the difference between value and cost. In the blue ocean strategy, this margin between value and cost is very, very large. So in a blue ocean strategy, the firm's strategic choice they is about differentiation and lowering costs. While in the red ocean strategy, the firm's strategic choice is about differentiation or low cost. There's a choice between differentiation and low cost. So what today I would like you to propose and to talk about is about what we call the Blue Ocean 4 action framework. It's about 4 points of action. So eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. These 4 points are the key elements of this action, of this framework, that will allow you to create your own blue ocean. What are these 4 points of action? So eliminate. You think about which factors that the industry takes for granted should be eliminated. To reduce, we think about which factors should be reduced well below from industry standard. And to raise, which factors should be raised well beyond the industry standards. So in this point, we think about factors that should be raised well beyond what the industry, the current industry can offer in these segments. And also here, the value is about creating. So what kind of factors should be created that could address the needs of customers that has been never addressed by the current industry. This part here, the create part, the create point, is totally critical in the sense that it is here where you think about the new customers. So to get a new demand, you need to think about what would be the needs of this new demand and that are not addressed to the current market or the current industry. So in what we is start performers, animal shows, hazel concession sales, multiple show arenas, and this reduced a lot about the costs of the production of the companies. They reduce fun and humor, thrill and danger in their show. Typically, the circus industry is all about shows where you have fun and humor and also thrill and a large amount of danger. This can be achieved with special performers, with motorbikes, for example, with fire eaters, etc., with how you call it, I'm missing the word, but with trapezists, and fun and humor about with funny shows like clowns, etc. Cirque du Soleil reduced a lot about this. And they raise a unique venue instead of several typical three stages that was the regular performers from the companies. So only one unique venue, and the creation they create the value. It was about putting a show with a theme, one theme. So this allowed them to create several shows with several themes. And for example, in Portugal, in the end of the year, I think around 22 or 24 December, there will be a show here in Lisbon, in Portugal, by Cirque du Soleil, that has a thematic that is not shown everywhere, anywhere else. So they came up, they improved a lot the environment where the show takes place, so more comfortable seats, more comfortable ways to get to assist to the show. They had these multiple productions with many different teams, and they incorporate artistic music and dance and performing by, well, let's say, anonymous performers. So this made a unique experience to the customers that were not used to have this kind of experience in the classical circus productions. So these are the two authors of that book that came up with the strategy of the Blue Ocean. They have this motto, which is "Don't compete, create." And my call to action for you is that: are you ready now for developing your own Blue Ocean through these 4 points action, or 4 points framework? And with this, I finish my presentation for today for you. And before leaving, I would like to say it was taught to me to tell you that you need to come up with the first checkpoint by tomorrow at 2. So you need to start thinking about your prioritization matrix. Okay? So I'll be now in the room in the metaverse for questions and mentoring part, and so feel free to ask me questions, etc. in that environment. Okay, hope you enjoy, and hope you get the idea of this Blue Ocean strategy, and luckily you can develop it to your own business in these 2 days. So have a nice work. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the metaverse.